I don't want your Ewing money, and just storm off.
I don't want your Ewing money.
Hey, get in here. Dallas is about to start.
Welcome to the Ewing Barbecue, where we don't want any of that damn Ewing money. My name is Mary.
And I'm Sarah.
I'm Josh, and I will take the Ewing money.
Me too.
I'm Melanie, and I agree with that. I will take all the money.
You agree with Josh?
I'll take all the money, thanks.
Kaboom! Well, he said something that made sense for once, so.
That always makes sense. You're just off in another plane, that's all.
Another plane,
And I'd
yes.
like to thank our Patreon members, Steve R., Anita R., and Kristen C. Thank you. And if anybody else wants to join us on the Pates, you can find us on patreon.com/EwingBBQ.
All right.
Awesome.
I want to get into two things very quickly. First, I happened to be on earlier with TV Guide Online or Instagram Live, and Brenda Strong is appearing in the series finale of Supergirl tonight, and they were just plugging that. So if you don't have, and they are going to hear this after, go to On Demand or whatever outlet you can, and you can see Brenda kicking some ass in the episode tonight.
Awesome.
I feel like Brenda always kind of kicks ass.
I do too.
Always.
Mm-hmm. In everything she does, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All the things, yeah.
We've all seen the pictures of Linda Gray that came out shopping.
No,
I
is
have
that
not.
what Victoria Principal was talking about?
Yeah,
Oh.
Linda Gray goes shopping at Costco, and somebody's snapping
Like we all
pictures,
do.
and Linda Gray's, and she's not in makeup. Big deal.
So?
Okay, so what? She shops.
Yeah. Snapshot. I would jump in her buggy and go home with her.
I just want to quote Victoria Principal's post, and just to give a.
I didn't understand what she was talking about at first, which shows how out of
I
touch I
figured
am.
it was just a general statement. I didn't know it was anything specific, but okay.
Oh, here
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does it say?
It says, "There is something I need to say." This is Victoria.
It's
For the last couple of months, there has been a targeted effort by tabloids to take unflattering photos of actors and actresses of a certain age. They have been appearing every week, accompanied by deceptively empathetic copy followed by cruel observations. And now it is happening to my Dallas family cast. We are human beings. We have always been people first, actors later. We age because that is part of growing older. That is a part of living a life.
oh god.
These photos
It's the
are
Daily Mail.
brutish. These photos are brutish, copy, and are an increasing example of a mean-spirited ageism that seems to be feeding some inexplicable source of recipients. Please do not condone and encourage the actions of these tabloids by purchasing their materials or engaging with their posts online. Please turn to your humanity to rise above this kind of bottom-feeding, destructive, and demeaning tabloid behavior. Our choices are what define us. Please choose kindness, integrity, love, and peace. Love
Right on.
Victoria.
Yeah. I'd like to say that
That was a very good post.
the Ewing Barbecue podcast does not stand by ageism and
No.
sexism in that manner. So, fuck those fuckers. We stand with you, Victoria and Linda,
Exactly. Do you know how many times I've gone to Walmart with no makeup and no bra on?
and anyone else, because that's such a bullshit.
And it's not even just the women, because you see
It's
No,
not.
it's men too.
you see men, they have picture caught of them at the wrong time, and these stories
Yes.
come out, oh, so-and-so is on their last legs, or they're dying, or
Okay.
this or that, and it's just like,
Can I just say that the Daily Mail, I said it earlier today about Hello and
It's
OK. The Daily Mail is like the Wish.com of magazines. They're just,
Yes.
I'm probably going to get sued now, but I mean, I'm sorry. Like, they're nothing but
They're
like
the
a
National
gossip
Enquirer of the
Yeah.
UK.
site.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just awful. And you know what? I'm looking at the pictures of Linda now, and I'm like, I see a lady out shopping. Like,
oh, she buys fruit in a fluffy blanket.
my God,
Who
and
cares?
she drives a Prius. How California of her.
Hey, news flash.
She looks like a
They
suburban grandma.
actually poop in a toilet just like the rest of us and put their pants on one leg at a time.
Thanks for the visual, Josh. But no, like,
Everybody
what, are you
poops.
kidding? a suburban, like, California grandma loading groceries into a Prius. Oh my God. Like,
She has a Prius?
She's
Yes.
had a Prius for a long
How
time.
cute is that?
For at least 13 years since we met her in
She must be on her third or
Cute
fourth
as-
by now.
probably.
Maybe she has a fleet of them, one for every
Quite
day of the
possibly,
week.
yes. But we stand Linda Gray.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
We stand Leonard.
I know, that really pisses me off.
God.
I mean,
And
just I
Victoria.
don't know what this person thought they were doing.
Yes, I think that was really big of her to do that.
Yeah.
What did she post that on?
She posted it.
Instagram.
I saw it on Instagram.
And
Yeah.
her Facebook, I
I
believe.
follow her on that, but
So, Mary, what do we have coming up?
I have two things. One coming up is the Days of the Dead convention, which Josh and Sarah and I are going to be at, which is November 19th through 21st. It is just a little. What is today? What is today? Today is. We are recording on the 9th.
it is a week. It's a week from Friday.
10 days away.
It's 8 sleeps away. Yes. 9 sleeps away. So if you're going to be anywhere near Chicago and you want to meet up with us, just send us a little note and we will meet up. It'll be. I think we're going to meet up at
the bar.
the Murray Brothers bar. Like Bill Murray and his brothers own a bar, which is next to the hotel that the convention is taking place at. So I think we
I'll
should go
pack
there.
I'll pack my original cast Saturday Night Live T-shirt to wear too.
Nice. And my second thing is we have merch. We have new merch.
Yay. Mary
we
designed
have
it.
we have a new logo, which seems to be okay with the copyright because I feel like that may have been the problem with our old logo. So we have a brand new logo. And so if you go to tpublic.com/ I think it's user/Ewing BBQ. I'll put the address in our show notes, and I'll also put it online and on our Instagram. I'll have it in our bio so that you can just click and go. But you can buy anything. You can buy a t-shirt. You can buy a face mask. You can buy a pillow, and we get a little bit of the money that helps us keep on the air. And it would be great to help advertise this to people. So right now we just have our logo design, and we're working on some other fun Dallas merch. So yeah,
We'll
so
figure it out. We'll get some new stuff.
Keep checking
but I do
back.
like the new logo.
Get your merchandise for Christmas. Get Christmas gifts for your people.
yeah, all your fellow Dallas fans, including yourself, because you should always get yourself a gift. Tonight, we are talking about Season 4, Episode 11, The End of the Road, Part 1.
Sorry we're late. I want you all to meet Mitch's mom. This is Mrs. Cooper and his sister Afton.
Hello.
Well, we're not going to have to buy anything for a few years.
Now, if marrying Lucy means I've got to be tied into the Ewing family and all this money, then I'm not so sure I want that either.
One of us is slipping, and I don't think it's me. No one's ever made love to me out of pity, and it's not going to start now.
JR, you helped to make this deal work, and I won't forget you when and if you're running Ewing Oil again.
Oh, I'll be back running Ewing Oil real soon.
It was written by Leonard Katzman, directed by Irving J. Moore, and aired January
what do we have
16,
here? Some casting
1981.
notes. We introduce Anne Francis, who played Arliss Cooper, and she is a veteran of the Burke's Law spinoff Honey West. She played on My Three Sons. She also succeeded Angela Lansbury on Broadway as Mame. And she was in Funny Girl with Barbra Streisand. And we also have the debut of one Audrey Landers as Miss Afton Cooper. Yes. This episode
like
was
we
number
might see a
1
little
for the
bit more of
week
her.
with a 33.4 rating and a 55 share, but that's the lowest rating of the season up to this point.
I will say, I did not like Afton Cooper in this episode. However, Audrey Landers, haven't had the chance to talk to her once with Josh. I liked her. She's very sweet. I sounded very southern there, didn't I?
You did. Oh my God! I was just
Like,
thinking she
wait a
was very
minute.
sweet.
Which is
she was so,
the
so
girl
sweet.
from Alabama again? Which one?
That's
Can you guess which one it is?
that's
The blonde or the brunette?
those are
I
all
mean-
the notes and trivia I'll give.
never know.
'Cause, as you said, this is the end of the road part 1, so there must be a part 2, and some of this discussion might be spilling over into part 2. So,
Right.
yes.
Yes.
Let's get into it.
I believe it will.
Or as Jeff Probst says on Survivor, let's get it on.
Well, we start off drinking.
Oh,
Let's get it
what
on.
are we drinking?
And we have to drink our first drink because Bobby is leaving Southwark with an unnecessary squeal.
Now,
Sarah?
here's the interesting thing. We see him driving around. And we know at this point that they're filming back in California, so
I'm drinking a
I
craft beer,
always try to pay attention to see if we can spot the random palm tree in the background. And we did not in any of these. No, there wasn't this time. But when they're shooting California, just towards later in the series, I believe there's an occasional palm tree that they forget to.
Well, they
Yeah.
get really lazy about
So,
a lot of things at the end of
But
the
pay
series,
attention when they're
to be honest.
off location and shooting in
Yes,
California
very.
for shrubbery that does not belong in Texas. Shrubbery! Native.
Shrubbery
Shrubbery.
trees
Right.
that are not
You'll notice because they won't have cowboy hats on.
Texas trees.
Oh, what are we drinking?
It's okay, I burped. Same time. I'm drinking.
Me? Oh,
Come here.
I am drinking. It's called Witch's Brew, and it is red wine with spices in it. It's from Leelanau Peninsula in Michigan, and on the cap it
Is
says
that a Sanderson
"Drink
Sisters,
up, witches."
product?
So I'm drinking up.
I'm drinking a craft beer. Are you proud? It's from our local brewery, Takapa Brewing, in Birmingham, Alabama. It is a sour.
Nice.
A Berliner Weiss.
And it is called Cherry
that sounds
Hibiscus
delicious.
Sour.
That sounds good.
I'm boring.
It's actually
You know
really
me.
good. And I'm not really a big
JRU
craft
and
beer, but I do like sours. So, whoop whoop for Sarah.
Bourbon.
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 Everybody gets bourbon.
Bourbon.
All right.
Well,
Drinking bourbon.
Shit. That wasn't me. That was not me. That was Josh.
it's definitely because she's drinking bourbon. So I'm also drinking a sour. It is Windfall Sour Wild Ale aged with fresh peaches, straight out of Portland, Maine, from Allagash Brewing Company.
I love anything
paying
sweet.
homage to my hometown. Whoop whoop.
Anything peaches.
It's pretty good. Oh yeah, and it's like a sour, not like a
This one is too.
yeah. Sometimes there's like the kind of fruited
Where you're
down
like-
sour, and then there's the one that are like goses, with the salt, and then this one's like
You make the face.
and you make the face.
That's how this one is. Okay,
So Bobby's at a
I'll
gas
live a
station.
little,
I
Josh.
think. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think this is the first time we've been at a gas station since the pilot.
probably
yeah.
right.
Most gas stations now are self-serve, so you wouldn't see someone like Red coming out and pumping your gas for you and cleaning your windshields. Used to be a thing, folks. For all you younger people, that used to be a thing.
It's still a thing in New Jersey and the
It
state
really
of Oregon
was when I was
because
younger.
It's illegal to pump your own gas in those states.
Oregon it is. I was really confused. We
Yeah,
pulled up
they-
there and
Oh my gosh! I got out of my car once driving home for Christmas in New Jersey, and they were like, "Get back in your car." I was like, "Damn, okay." And this one guy was like, "Oh, it's like illegal for you to pump
Yeah.
your own gas here," and I was like, "Shit, okay."
pump away, dude.
I didn't know. Good on you, thank you.
Just a random scene of Bobby out on the road, pulling in the gas station, which sets up something later.
Yeah, but the guy's complaint. We should mention that the guy at the gas station who seems to own the gas station, which is also a little weird, but all right, is complaining
Right.
about the price of gas, which I feel like, what was the price of gas in 1980? Was it like 97 cents or something?
89 cents a gallon.
I know in 1995, I have a picture of me in front of the gas
Now it's
station with
up
my
at
friend
about
Aaron, and the
$3.55
gas
It was
on
99
average.
cents for
99 cents.
years.
That's
Wow.
all. But that was probably
Years.
high.
No, it's still up
That
in the
was probably
330s,
actually-
340s, and 350s here.
It's come down here. It's down to like 309.
I
Ours is
paid
like 320.
$345 this weekend.
Ours is 320 something.
So we cut to Lucy trying on her wedding dress, which was, of course, Miss Ellie's wedding dress.
Didn't her father have it brought in from elsewhere or
30,
something?
38.
38?
Something like that. The fabric was from a French maker.
Yeah, from Paris. So the fabric was from Paris. Yeah.
And they're all
Is it French?
reminiscing about their
Theirs.
previous weddings, and
Right.
Sue Ellen
Ritzy
was,
Titsy.
at her big wedding, greatest day of her life, and Miss Ellie
Greatest day
going
of her
on
life.
about that, and Jock was so dashing, and Pam and Bobby eloped at the Justice of the Peace in New Orleans.
Pam's like, mine was a little bit different. We were in New Orleans.
Don't you think it's funny how the ones that have eloped are the ones that last the longest
Besides Jock and Ellie, yeah.
on the show? Ellie and
Well,
Jock.
Ray
Well,
and
they
Donna.
didn't eloped, but Bobby and Pam. But they never mind.
I know.
Never mind that kind of. But
Well,
Val and
they lasted longer in
We
pieces.
just had a little intermission in the middle.
Pieces.
in chunks.
They
yes.
seem to have
If you
lasted
add it
longer.
together.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
They lasted longer than everybody else. Let's put it like that.
Right, and nobody wants to watch a show to see everybody getting along because it's boring.
Well, it's a nighttime soap. They weren't going to keep anybody together forever except like the matriarch and
True.
patriarch.
Okay.
I do. What the hell?
Great.
You go watch the Brady
I'm just
Bunch then.
kidding.
Okay.
Anywho.
But
Anyhow.
Lucy talks about how Mitch is just so
that's a little-
stubborn with his studying and this and that. He's just completely
All right.
that. And
Well, he wants to be a doctor. You don't want a guy who's getting C's.
Right.
I mean,
Very true.
come on. I know
True.
C's are good degrees, but I mean, a medical degree, I want somebody who's like straight A's. Sorry.
yeah, I'm not going to be hacked. I'm not going to be hacked up by somebody who's a C student.
Exactly. Who paid attention. So Sue Ellen says ambition is a good thing in a man. I'm like,
Isn't it, Pam?
Whatever. I'm rolling
Just
my
taking a
eyes
little
at
dig
you,
at
Sue
Pam
Ellen.
there.
She just makes me fun. Yes.
Such a bitch.
She's
And-
got
To
half
people
an
when
episode to
Ellie
be.
says that all
bitchy
the
Sue
young
Ellen,
men are
so.
ambitious, and
Yep.
Yep.
but Lucy goes, well,
It's
my
almost
daddy
over.
isn't overly ambitious. He's doing very well for himself. But you know something? Bobby and JR live at home. Gary is the one with the strength because he left and started his own life elsewhere. Right.
Exactly.
And he
That was
pays his
his
own bills.
ambition. to
So he
leave
doesn't
that
need
life
to live
behind.
under
Right.
Mama.
That's pretty damn successful,
And
if you
Daddy.
ask me.
So with his
No.
own TV show too.
He's his own
I
person.
think Mama would have liked
Right.
that.
I thought it was cute that Lucy has a stuffed animal in her bedroom. And I think it's there to
I
remind
didn't even
us.
notice that.
Is this the first time we've been in her bedroom?
I think it is. I think it's the first time we've seen Lucy's bedroom. And I
Yes.
think it's there to remind us that she's still very much a child.
She's a student at SMU and she's
Mm-hmm.
getting married. She's been engaged.
Didn't we
her
see
third
Lucy's
engagement,
bedroom?
the first wedding that's actually happening.
True.
Or we think it's going to happen. We don't know until they get to the altar in this show.
Poor thing.
Yeah, right. You never know. It's a soap opera.
But as JR said, and it's not politically correct these days, but you know, she's had
He
a
said some choice words. Let's leave it there.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
I just
He
edited
said
last
some
week's episode,
terribly-
so.
right.
Okay. He said some terribly early 1980s things that we're just going to ignore and probably let's drink in its place. Let's do
We're
that
drinking in
every
its place.
Yes, every
We're
time.
saying inappropriate
We're gonna
things.
drink and
Every time they say inappropriate things, we're going to drink. How's that?
We're gonna be dead, guys.
what about Bobby? Pam, was your
Anyone,
job more important
whoever
than
says
me?
anything
No.
that's just like not cool, we're going to substitute a drink.
We're
We're going to
gonna
get
be
wasted. Yes,
wasted.
we will.
That means we're gonna be drunk from season 4 to season
Oh,
6.
Always
God.
sign up now.
Yes, we
Get on the
are.
liver transplant list.
Or maybe longer.
Yeah.
Sign up early and sign up often.
Sign
Keep
up
it flushed,
early.
baby. That's the problem. They didn't have
And
enough water.
You do need.
Yeah, drink all the water, guys. Drink. This is a reminder from the
Drink.
Ewing Barbecue Podcast to drink your water.
Stay
You
hydrated, my
do,
friend.
you do need to drink again because Bobby pulls up right in front of the Young Oil building and there's a parking space.
Oh my god, this episode is gonna get us way.
I'm going to have to get another beer.
Drink. Okay. Yeah, you will. So Jordan Lee has called and is coming over this afternoon to sign the contracts. Bobby's committed to Jordan Lee.
If I hear contracts.
And JR is snooping through Bobby's office, to which Luella buzzes him to let him know that Bobby's coming in.
It's a faithful secretary right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's getting the penis.
She's getting her field drilled for oil.
I have a question. Do you think it's happened already? Or do you think, okay, so spoiler alert, something's coming later this episode. Do you think that that's the first time? Or do you think it's been happening? Okay.
I think it's been happening.
That's not the first time that they've...
I think that's like his side chick.
That's not
and
the
she
first
just does
time
it
that
whenever.
they've had horizontal office meetings.
All right.
Outside the office.
This is we just find out.
He may have calmed down a little on the side things when he's back, like, on better terms with Sue Ellen, but I don't think he quit completely. Because remember, he was, like, on the phone with Sally Bullock.
I think...
No, like, remember he was on the phone with Sally Bullock making those, like, innuendos while Sue Ellen was, like, basically, like... No, she was sitting there
putting oil on.
She was
oiling him.
Yes.
She was like, she was basically like starting to jerk him off right there, and he was like, "Well, why don't you just show me how much?" And I was like, "You got some some balls on you, man." I know.
Yeah.
So, wait a minute.
That just took Josh off guard.
The oil.
He's like, "What the hell?"
Is that from the same? Is that from the same giant bottle of oil they use for like Bobby's chest?
I think that brown bottle looks like iodine.
And
I don't know.
But that one bottle of copper tone.
Do you think it is a byproduct of the oil that Ewing Oil drills out of the ground?
If they were smart.
When it's
I
refined,
don't know enough
do you think
about
that's
that
one of the
science
products that comes from it?
to answer that question.
But you know what? We're gonna say yes. They have Ewing Oil, Sun Oil.
Why not?
Ewing Oil body oil.
They could have sold that shit in the early 80s. Where
Ewing
was
Oil
the merchandising
lubricant.
department?
No, do not use petroleum jelly as a lubricant.
Yeah. Oh no, petroleum jelly.
No.
Bad idea.
No. Bad. Do not.
With the
Bad experiences, girl.
With the JR Safari jackets and the Dusty Farlow ascots.
Water-based.
We do not condone that on the Ewing.
Yes. Sex lessons on the Ewing Barbecue podcast.
I mean,
Wrap it up,
why
bitches.
not? And be safe about it.
And their marketing person is Patricia Shepard, who is off getting.
That was
Tender torque.
The problem.
The tender torque.
Okay, what's going on now? Okay, what is happening? Okay, blah blah blah.
Bobby comes into his office.
Oh right, and then he buy Felicia's JR out of his office.
Oh, and Luella buzzes JR. Yeah.
Right, JR offers his help, and Bobby says
Bye,
no.
Felicia.
Bye-bye.
Nope.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You can go away.
Now, I noticed in this episode we're doing a lot of little shorter scenes to further things along.
Move along the action.
In this episode.
Yes. It was a lot quicker, I think.
Like, then we cut to Jock and his crew of people with pet powers.
His posse.
Punk Anderson. And there are a couple of other people there that he didn't identify, but they're concerned about the environmentalists and Dave Culver rallying them with Donna and Cliff Barnes.
Basically, they're worried about the liberals, guys. They're worried about the liberals. Shit never changes. It never changes.
Oh my God.
Those damn
1981, 2021, y'all.
Damn environmentalists.
And I'm seeing a familiar pattern here. How the hell can these rich bastards keep getting richer?
You are so country tonight.
And it reminds me...
I've been drinking, honey.
These environmentalists, it reminds me of a line from Boston Legal when William Shatner is up at a hunting lodge. And he's talking to some other guy who's going on about some environmental issue. And Shatner looks at him and goes, I'm out here to enjoy nature, man. Don't talk to me about the environment.
Right. And I think the scene is here just to inform us as an audience that, like, all the shit that's going down with this Takapa thing is, like, on the DL. Like, nobody really knows about it. It's a kind of a secret. And that the fact that they're doing it is...
That's right.
No one knows.
And it's also trying to set up what looks like it could be a potential divide in the Ewing family with
Right. Could be.
Jock
Yes.
and his people.
Right.
Because Donna and Cliff, and they're pulling Ellie into
That's later in
her
the episode.
DOA group into.
Does do we have Takapa on the list? Because I really think that we can't say drink every time they say it because we would really be wasted. If we say it every time Jock says it or somebody that says Takapa says it.
I think we could add Takapa to the list. I think that's a fair call. I mean, we're warning people not to do
Because
this
it's
for
so
real,
annoying
so-
and it makes you want to. Yeah.
I need to see this list. I mean,
Okay,
how
so
long is
our
it now?
list
How
is
many
on our
You
pages?
Facebook
posted
group.
it.
So, and it is pinned to our Facebook group. I should make well, once I add to it, it'll probably go to the top.
We should make a T-shirt with it. Make a T-shirt
Yeah.
with it says Ewing Barbecue Podcast on the front with all of the things on the back.
That's
for
true.
a drinking
and
game.
it will change over
Yeah.
time, but it'll be like the drinking list as it exists in season 4.
Yeah. That's what you should do. You should do one every season. It could be the same one but added to it. Eventually it's going to fill up the whole back of the T-shirt.
It's gonna be like the whole shirt. It's gonna be in super small font.
So, when JR left Bobby's office, he says he's going to get a bite to eat. And I think we know what his bite to eat is in the next scene.
Luella?
Yes. They are holding a horizontal business meeting in her bed.
They're having some lunch, if you will.
Yeah. Does she make a good tuna fish sandwich?
Oh my God.
JR looks pretty satisfied, so I'm gonna say yes. And
Did it come with a pickle?
And I just want to say to them that this is super cliche. It's super cliche, and I'm a little. I mean, come on.
It really is.
I know, the
Like,
man
so
says
every
secretary.
single secretary JR's gonna bang, every single one. Jesus Christ, JR.
It's a long time later.
Spoilers.
Love it. She's my favorite.
Sarah's got to bite her tongue.
I'm a little hyper tonight.
So Luella and JR are finishing their
Lunch.
business meeting
Yeah.
in bed, and Luella thinks that Connie has a thing for Bobby. Duh.
Right. She does. And she's also having some guilt about the sex they just had 5 seconds ago.
Right.
Already.
And then
Good. You should regret it.
And
He's
then-
a married man, and so are you. Well,
she
did I say
just
so
got
are you?
married. She literally got married like 5 seconds ago.
Okay, she's also married. Like what the?
Is
Like what the hell
Is
are you
that called
doing?
banger's
Luella?
remorse?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And JR's like, no, it's
It's
fine.
called fucked
It's
up
literally,
judgment.
JR's like, trust me, I do this all the time. It's fine.
That's
He's
and
so
they're
gross.
scheming against Bobby and
Yeah.
bringing about his downfall, and she's spying on everything that's going on at the office, and they're getting off on it. It's just so dirty. I need to go bathe.
And can I make an observation here that I noticed? And I don't think she looks like this other character at all otherwise, but for some reason, she looks like a character, when she's in bed like this, she looks like a character from future seasons named Mandy Winger, laying in bed, I think.
Now I'm going to go back and
I
look.
think she does.
God.
I think she looks like a lot like Mandy Winger in this scene.
In this scene.
She does, because when we first saw Mandy Winger, she had like longer hair and bangs and was kind
Right.
she wasn't all 80s glammed
she
up.
was like a
yet.
simple.
She kind of looked like the girl next door. I think they did that on purpose.
like
Like Luella. Girl next door, yeah.
dark hair, really pale skin.
Makes sense.
And if Sarah Wilson is listening, please come down off the roof and put your shotgun away because we said the name Mandy.
Right,
Winger.
sorry. Sarah,
I'll work
if
on
you're
it.
listening,
Sorry, she'll
we
be
are
all right.
Instagram friends, and I know your feelings, so I'm going to say things that may hurt in the future, but it's not against you. It's not against you. I just don't hate Mandy.
No.
So,
I think
I think.
Liz comes into the
Yes?
Pam's office and says that Alex wants to go to lunch with to discuss another deal, and Pam says she's too busy. Alex Ward,
good.
you're a sleaze.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
You are targeting a married woman.
I mean, if you're buying lunch and we're in a public place, then whatever. But
right.
Yeah,
I do
but
not blame
he
her
won't.
for going out to lunch for him.
He's making.
And Liz was there.
I don't because Liz was there. She was needing some attention, but he's just being I don't know, gross.
Dinner just took it over the edge.
He's making no bones about his intentions with her.
I guess.
And
he's making no bones about his bone.
Very true. I guess at least he's being
you
honest.
have
and
someone there that is in.
He's not manipulating her. I have to say that. He could be totally trying to manipulate her, and he's not. He's just like, I want to fuck you. You should fuck me.
He's just gross.
And on the other
He's
side of
honest about what he wants.
the aisle, there you have Liz Craig that obviously is interested in him.
So interested. She's so mad.
But maybe he's turned off by her poor Texas accent.
Oh, poor Liz.
Yeah.
She just wants. Liz deserves some loving too.
Yeah,
Okay?
I think she's bitter at Pam because she really thought Bobby was hot, and then now she really wants that other guy, and they're all about Pam. Like, what about Liz? What about Liz?
Bobby was already spoken for, though.
I mean, Bobby was.
Hey, so we go to Jordan and his attorney Mark Harrelson show up to sign the deal and collect the $50,000 down payment on the $12 million that would be due in 2 to 3 months when they start drilling after the core sample tests have been run and everything is all hunky-dory and they're ready to drill. So that Connie said, why didn't you tell him that you don't have the money and what's going to happen when you have to pay up? And Bobby said, well, I've got 2 to 3 months to figure that out.
It's like, it'll be fine. We'll figure it out then. It's fine.
2 to 3 months is plenty of time to come up with
with $12 million. Who can't come up with $12 million in 3 months? I mean, come on, God, had to be complete losers.
That's chicken feed. That's chicken feed, boy.
And then we got to post-dinner
That's
drinks.
chicken feed.
And then Jock is all like, "Hey, I heard there's news about the cartel going in on a deal. I kind of feel bad because in the old days, like, we would have been in it together and blah, 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 blah." And then Bobby's like, "Well, we actually kind of are into it with them. So, yeah."
JR already knows this, though.
Of course.
And he's just playing, he's just trying to stir the pot. Mm-hmm. And say, well, you signed a deal without the money. What the hell's going on with you? Well, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And where are you going to get the money? What's going to happen? And Bobby's like, I'll come up with the money. And JR just leaves, and Jock says, I know you'll do it.
I just want to say that Jim Davis looks not good in this scene.
I thought so too.
He did not look good.
No.
It's getting closer.
And that's tragic.
It's now that you've finished off all the episodes that were shot on location, you cannot bounce back and forth between him looking well and not looking well.
He's just going to not look well from here on out, guys. It's going to be hard.
It's harder to hide.
Yeah.
It's harder to hide.
Makes me sad.
And and that the toupee he's wearing is, the wig is obvious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it is.
And just buckle up. Yeah, that's all.
Ding.
So then we cut to a sexy scene with Mitch and Lucy in bed.
Ooh,
sexy.
In Mitch's apartment.
Ooh.
Kinky. Mitch is not studying the way he should be, or he's not working. He's having sex.
Having sex. Premarital sex.
What?
No.
Not in Dallas.
They're going to hell.
Yep.
And we should not use swear words because this is a pure show.
This is a family show. Even though I did watch it with my family when I was 7 years old. Okay.
Damn it. God damn it.
So Lucy is really nervous about meeting Mitch's family. And Mitch is just like, you just have to dress plain because my family's going to be plain. And he says plain like 7 million times. Everybody's plain in my family. We've never worn anything fancy. We're plain as plain and you should look plain too. All right, Mitch. Settle down.
Well, and as a surprise, Lucy says, I got them a room at the Fairview Hotel. Woohoo!
Which you think would be nice, but nope. Mitch is not having it. Mitch is like, they're basically going to become dressed like the Amish. They should not be at a hotel. They're staying in my apartment.
And he's going to go stay with Rod Dexter down the hall. I'd like to meet Rod Dexter and see who Rod Dexter is.
Right.
Name dropper.
He also said his mom has never stayed at a hotel, and she's not about to start now.
Now, he appreciates the gesture. You know, he knows that her heart
He says that.
She means well, but he says that. I think it's lip service because he says we have to do on what I can afford. So basically he's trying to control the money.
He's totally controlling the money. And he's controlling whether his mom has never stayed at a hotel. Instead of like giving his mom that opportunity, he's just like, nope, she's not doing it because I'm not the person that's making it happen. So nope, not happening.
And we don't know. We have not met his mother and sister yet.
Not yet.
And we don't know what their take is on Lucy's financial situation and Mitch's stubbornness and pride, maybe, or whatever you want to.
Right.
So we don't know what their take is on it yet.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll find out as the episode goes on, but we don't have that perspective. And this begs the question, though, if
A Southern mama and sister, they will be absolutely charmed.
true.
Yeah.
You think they'll have some sweet tea?
Oh, God, yes.
Now,
If you don't have sweet tea, there's something wrong with you and you ain't from the
I don't
South.
like
Never
sweet tea
had
or iced
sweet
tea or any of
tea.
that.
Ever in my whole life.
I won't drink it unless
It's not
tea
worth
is
it.
hot. I grew up with hot tea. I don't
It's
like
cold?
tea.
Wait, it's
You know
cold?
why? Because it becomes addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sweet. It's like legit brewed and sugar melted into it iced tea.
Oh, weird.
Yes, girl.
I grew up on hot tea. I can't drink cold tea.
McDonald's has a knockoff version of it. I hate to say it, if you want to get real sweet tea, Chick-fil-A or
Not
actually
having it.
Longhorn, I think Steakhouse might have some.
I'll just wait till I go to
You're
the
not going
South.
to the Chick-fil-A. Okay.
Yeah, I will not go to Chick. I refuse. I have
Now-
principles.
Mitch has alluded to this before that I have to live on, a lower income. If Lucy were to get a job, would that bother him?
I'm wondering that.
Is he that chauvinistic?
Probably.
And what is she qualified to do? Even
I think she could.
If she were to get a job.
She's 19 years old. She can do, or 20 maybe. She could do anything she sets her mind to. Honestly.
Right. And
I think she would have been good at doing something like what Pam did.
I actually think she'd be really good, like
Art
a
design.
manager of someplace, bossing people around, producer. She'd be great at that.
Yeah.
would it bother him though?
She should be an attorney.
How much would it bother him if she happened to make more money than him, but she did it honestly and legitimately?
She's already an heiress. Like, it's going to bother him.
I think that it'd bother him either way because it's the control of the situation.
It's going to bother him no matter what she does because she's always got that Ewing money behind her.
And I think it's the whole like guy making the
she's-
money,
she's-
being the breadwinner thing.
And it's kind of like Bobby not wanting Pam to work.
Totally, it totally is.
And that just goes to show sometimes it's not about survival. Sometimes you just need like that.
It's a
Amuse?
1950s sensibility
Something to do?
that like a dude is succeeding if he's providing for his family and she's the homemaker. Like my own dad asked my mom not to work. She worked for the phone company when they got married and he asked her to quit. And they did not have that much money. And so ridiculous, but it's that really 50s sensibility that I can't even.
No, and I get it because by the time like I came along and stuff, both of my parents had to work as a means of survival. It wasn't a choice.
It's not the world anymore. So, yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. So we've seen the shift in the last,
But I'm also
50
glad
years?
that women can work if they want to work, you know? So, like, if that's your choice as a couple,
yeah.
fine. But if women should be able to work and they want to work.
Yeah. Well, it's like here, I have to. I'm 35. I've never been married. I'm not going to live off my parents the rest of my life.
Okay, where were we?
We were.
I don't know.
We were. Bobby gets home and Pam is in the dining room. It's breakfast time.
Oh, yeah. And Bobby's a lot on his mind. So she's like, well, you have a lot on your mind. You can talk to me about it. Like, we can talk about it. But he's not. He does not talk to her, and she is over it. And so then she was like, you know what? We have problems right now. And I thought that we could solve our problem. Like, I have problems, and you have problems. I thought we could solve those problems together. But I guess not. And she has a point.
Yeah, their marriage is
Not good.
not in the best shape.
Not good. Then we cut to the airport, and we get to meet Mitch's family.
Yes.
Lucy's really insecure about how she looks, but she looks great. She's trying to dress
shouldn't
down.
be.
I know she should not be. You can tell she's trying to dress down too.
No.
You know. But then we meet Afton and Mrs. Cooper. And I have to say, they actually are looking kind of plain for, like, they look like normal people, but I feel like compared to what we're used to seeing on Dallas now, like, they are dressed kind of plain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
A bit. Oh, just wait till like 6 years later.
I know, it's going to be totally different, right? Everybody's wearing gold eyeshadow and everything. Yeah.
Shoulder pads.
All the shoulder pads.
And the first thing out of Afton's mouth is about whether Lucy's family having all that money.
And I feel like this is what we need to know about Afton.
And obviously that makes Mitch uncomfortable because money is coming up again.
Right. But Lucy's a straight shooter, and she's like, I don't, but my family has money. Which is a very good point.
Yes. And Mitch has to go to, is it school or work? And she is going to drop him there and then take the others to the apartment.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She's like, well, we're going to go out. Oh, and then Lucy asks Afton to be a bridesmaid in the middle of the airport when the wedding's like tomorrow, and like that's not how weddings work. And there's a whole like dress you have to order and then get fitted for like 7 million times. And so what?
Yeah.
It's also the Ewing money, though. She's got all that stuff at her behest.
She's got that
And it
Ewing
seems
money.
like-
Here. The Ewing money. You can come over here and get fitted right away, and he'll have the dress by tomorrow.
I mean,
It seems
probably
like Miss
true.
Ellie is having not breaking a sweat pulling that wedding together in a month.
Miss Ellie.
No, she hired somebody.
There's going to be a deleted scene of Miss Ellie being all pissed, like, another bridesmaid? What the fuck, Lucy? I had it all planned.
Did they not discuss this beforehand?
You would think
Like,
so.
Lucy's just like, hey, want to be a bridesmaid? Really? Like, hi,
This
future
is my
sister-in-law.
point.
I want to be in the wedding.
We've never met before.
You didn't even speak on the phone? Like, what? This is the first time you're meeting, coming to the wedding.
Right.
Wow.
Real close family.
Well, I guess since Lucy was like, can you pull this together in a month, Grandma?
Well, that
makes sense.
That is true. Right.
Because Miss Ellie doesn't have anything else to do. No
has
DOA
nothing else
meetings.
on her
She doesn't have to tend. She doesn't have to tend to her garden.
Well, it's just like when she throws the barbecues, like, or whatever, you know? It's like, all she does is make the chili. And then she hires people for the rest, like caterers and people to set up the tents. And directors, like, she's just like, oh no, I have so much to do with this pot of
I would
chili.
like a
does have
pot
to
of
plan
Miss
all
Ellie's
those.
chili.
I know.
I would like
Me
a
too.
pot of Miss Ellie's chili. I have a Texas cookbook here, and it has a recipe for, I think,
Isn't there
Miss
a
Ellie's
Dallas
chili or
cookbook?
JR's
There
chili.
is a Dallas cookbook. I have it.
Wanna
I
see
should
the
look
Dallas
about the
cookbook?
chili because I usually make the pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving because it's the best pumpkin pie in the entire world. That is in that cookbook. So I'll look at the chili.
Now we go to South Fork, and Cliff is addressing the DOA at South Fork, along with
Awkward.
Donna.
Which is
about
awkward,
the,
yeah.
Yeah. Jock Ewing could pull up at any time. And
At any time.
and find out that they are the environmentalists planning to try to stop Takapa.
Right. Because we learned Dave is all against it.
The scene after this, his car is pulling into South Fork. Mm-hmm. So they cleared out of there pretty damn quick.
Pretty fast.
And
Donna tells us exactly why we should oppose Takapa. And it's like, basically like, they're developing all of Texas. This is really special land. We don't want to develop all of it. We want to have something that's just land for the future.
She's got a point.
right.
Yeah, I think so.
This is setting up a clash, I feel.
A clash. And I think that Donna speaking shows that Donna is the politician amongst all of them.
Yes. I think she should run for office.
I think so too. Like her speaking, I was like, I'd vote for her, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She would get my vote. She wouldn't put up with any of JR's crap.
No. No.
And when they broke for food, I noticed the lady in the brown dress just pounced all over that table really fast. The old lady in the back there, she just got up and just
I didn't notice
pouncing all over
that.
the food on the table.
She's like, I'm so
I'm like,
hungry.
she wasted no time. In fact, I think the three old ladies in the back were only there for the food because they rushed that table like nobody's business. And Donna, she is obviously hoping to count on Miss Ellie's support for this cause, but obviously Ellie is a little preoccupied because she has this month to plan a wedding, which is coming up on its date very quickly. Mm-hmm. And then we have Cliff and Sue Ellen.
And he says, "You're looking good, Sue Ellen."
You're looking fall. Oh, yeah.
And then she's like,
woman.
"It's because I'm happy." And then he genuinely seems happy for her. And he just seems like he genuinely wants to talk to her. And he apologizes for anything that might have sounded rude. And then she just counters by asking about Donna. And he says she's a remarkable lady, very bright, very strong, very caring. And I think Sue Ellen takes this as like a dig at Donna when he's meaning to give her like a really big compliment. But those are like not things that Sue Ellen would think would be things to say about a lady or something. It's weird.
She's out of touch sometimes.
Yeah, she's out of touch. She's out of time. But I almost feel like I want to see more Donna and Cliff interaction, just because they're kind of sputtering around a little bit, and I just want to explore that dynamic a little more.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting dynamic for sure.
Oh, it definitely is. Cliff with any woman other than Sue Ellen is an interesting dynamic that needs a little more exploration because he's just kind of revenge on the Ewings, Sue Ellen. It was just a...
That's all we've seen. Oh, and his love for Pam. His love for Pam.
Yes.
That's about it.
Yes.
Okay, then Jock comes home, just missing them. Yeah.
Just missing them. That's why they cannot hold those meetings there.
Ships
but they don't
in the
know
night.
that he's involved in anything.
No one has any clue about anything. The ship's in the night.
Yeah, neither party knows that the other party has anything to do with anything, and that's the way it is in South Fork.
But he comes in and he sees JR sulking because he has nothing to do, which is a planned thing that JR wants Jock to see him sulking because he's like, I got nothing to do. I'm just bored. Blah, blah. So then Jock's like, well, let's go get drunk. And then they do.
That is a solution for everything.
JR says, oh, yeah, I got to drink you under the table. Jock goes, yeah, you want to make a wager? JR says, is 5,000 good? And Jock goes, chicken feed, boy, chicken feed. As they walk out the door.
Can I bet my dad $5,000 to drink him under the table? I'd make sure I won.
Right.
And I know just what to do it too. Get him before he's eaten.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And get him the stronger beers, and I just like drink the smaller one. He's never going to listen to this, so he's not going to know my
If-
plans.
if
It's all
Tim
good.
is
He won't know. He won't know.
listening.
I'm not going to tell him.
He won't know.
It's fine. It's fine.
He won't know.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. He'll be like, payback's a bitch. You know that. If he
And
did
so
find
am
out.
I. So then Bobby has
It's
time
like, well,
to go
you
over the
raised
books.
me right.
That's right. Bobby has time to go over the books. And Ewing Oil is strong, but it has no cash flow. And they have no way to raise $12 million.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah. Ruh-roh. Raggy.
That could be a problem.
It could be. Because
No way to raise $12 million. $12
million.
million dollars.
$12 million.
I'm glad you got it. $12 million.
Now we got Jock and JR staggering down the street, and they happen to come across Red's gas station.
Yeah.
I love them staggering down the street. Anytime
God.
they come out of the bar, staggering is just.
And Jock is so impressed with JR's tolerance. And it's like, have you not been paying attention with JR being drunk this entire series so far? All 4 seasons?
Constantly.
Constantly
He is
hungover.
a functioning alcoholic, which is a little scary,
100%.
but at the same
Yes.
time,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, mad props, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
But they get an earful from Red. An earful.
Oh, yeah.
He's pissed at Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
He doesn't want to drive a Ewing home.
He doesn't want to.
He's
Yeah,
not.
they're like joking. They're like, hey, you can drive us home. And he's like, fuck no.
I mean, it's the days before Uber. It's not like they can't afford a cab back to South Fork. Come on, you guys.
Right.
Don't put the guy
Miss
out.
Ellie took a cab to Julie Gray's that time.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like, don't put the guy out. Don't even make jokes about it.
Right.
Come
right.
on.
Don't
But
put him in
JR
that
doesn't have
position.
any class anyway, so.
That's true.
JR's a dick.
That's very
He
true.
doesn't
It's
give a
also very
fuck.
true.
That's. Oh.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
Red says that Bobby is trying to put the squeeze on these stations by with Brady York with the $2 extra charge per barrel.
Oh, wow.
And he's trying to do it for profit. And at first Jock thinks, it's gas prices got to stay in business. It's the way of the thing. But Red says that they might have their contracts terminated. And Jock says, any son of mine that does anything like that will be out the door of Ewing Oil so fast they won't know what hit them.
Interesting.
Because there's something that Jock is old school, and
It almost
when
sounds exactly what something that JR would do, that he would condone.
Right.
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 Which is
Right.
weird,
But as tough as Jock is, he comes from an old school time when deals were made on a handshake and they didn't have lawyers and
that's
contracts.
sacred.
And
Yeah,
Right.
but
Right. But
but
it's the 1980s.
that was back when they were pumping oil out of the ground themselves, and they didn't have like tariffs and treaties and all this other shit
Exactly.
overseas and
Exactly.
Iran, and there's a lot more at stake right now.
that was when
different
Digger was
world.
sniffing the oil out of the ground.
Right. Much different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Jock gives him his word, and JR says that he's going to look into it.
And he said that Bobby will never do anything to take him out of the business, and he'd kick his own son out of the business if he did something like that, which is
Right.
And JR's wasted, and JR's like, oh shit, play it cool, play it cool.
But I can already see the wheels turning in JR's mind at this point.
Oh yeah.
I got my way to get Bobby the hell out of that company.
And then we cut to Jeremy Wendell talking to JR at the condo, secret meeting.
Yes, which he hasn't been to since they had that poker match. And I would like to have seen that poker match. JR
Right.
and Jeremy Wendell playing poker
Yeah, that would
with
be
a bunch of the good old boys.
Right. And so he tells him how he wants to buy all the oil from Bobby, but Bobby won't do it, and says he'd be very grateful to JR if he could get him to get the oil to Jeremy. And then he'll remember that in the future.
I hope so.
And then Pam is missing a meeting with Liz when Alex calls and he wants to see her.
Alex, you are a creepo. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to say that every time. He's a creep. He's trying to break up a marriage. Mm-hmm. And I think that he needs to do it with Liz and just move on.
Right. Just go with choice 2 and move it along.
He's got someone that is interested in him.
But that's why he's not interested. That's why he's not, because she's too available. She's too there. He's the type of guy who's going to go after the married woman just to like stoke his ego. Like, oh, I can get the hot married chick.
So it's like JR who wants what he can't have.
Yeah, exactly.
It must be a Texas thing.
I think it's a privileged, rich white dude thing, honestly. Call me crazy.
You're crazy. Pam has to get home for dinner.
Yeah, she does.
So she gets off the phone, and that's the end of that.
So now we cut to pre-dinner drinks. And JR is just so pushing everyone's buttons. He knows everyone's buttons to push, and he's just push, beep, 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 beep.
He is like a kid in a candy store. I mean, just, you know.
And when Mitch shows up, he said, "Oh, I thought that Lucy and Afton," and JR goes, "No, just us rich folks and a couple of poor ones too."
He's such a fucking dick. He's such a dick. God.
Say it, Mary. Say it.
Fuck you, JR.
Oh, the fuck you, JR energy is strong in this episode
stronger.
and next.
It's getting stronger.
Oh, yes. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold myself together at the next part.
Oh, don't. Please don't. So then Lucy walks in with...
Maybe you both can say that line at the same time in unison next time.
Okay.
It has to be
All right,
said.
we'll try. We'll try. Yeah.
Okay.
Lucy walks in with Mitch's mom, Arliss, and Afton, and they are dressed all fancy. They got all hotted up in some fancy clothes, and then introductions are made.
They're dressed to the 8s, not the 9s, because the 9s would be for an oil baron's ball.
Right. Yes. They're dressed for pre-dinner drinks. Yeah, 8s.
They're dressed to the 8s.
Right. And there was a very, very distinct spark between Miss Afton and JR. That is like so obvious to like every single person in the room, and it's super awkward.
And their conversation is bizarre because he's discussing magnolias in Mississippi and alligators and songs that go doo-dah day.
It's like, shit, man, you don't know jack shit about shit. Shut the fuck up, JR.
I want to know what the hell he's talking about. The alligators. I want to know about the alligators now.
Roadside gators. I can't. Like, you are like, everybody knows what he's doing. Even Sue Ellen's like, what the fuck?
Sue Ellen's looking at him like, you're doing this right now in front of my face? What?
Like, really? And thought we were good. We were good.
Right. And the next line, the next line could be taken one of two ways. Lucy
cut your balls off.
Don't they look wonderful? I'm going, who, JR and Afton or Arliss and Afton?
Right. Like, what? Right. And Mitch is aghast at the whole situation. He's just mortified. He's just like, there's too much richness. Too much richness, too much flirting. I don't like any of it. Yeah.
And those dresses, Lucy went to town on those things and spent money and bought out the store.
And Lucy thinks it's funny. Lucy sees the situation and just thinks it's funny.
And now we learn a little bit more about Arliss, who does not want Mitch's pride to ruin things for Afton.
I like Arliss.
She knows where it's at.
I stan Arliss.
Yes.
We stan Arliss.
Yep. Because she knows Mitch. I mean, I'm sure she's had to deal with Mitch's goddamn pride his entire life.
And it gets old.
I'm sure it gets old, and she's just like, God damn it, Mitch. Like, we sent you, like, you're off at school now. Like, are you over yet? Oh, no, you're not. Okay.
Mitch, do you want to be poor? I mean...
Nope, comes up later, though. Hold that thought. Oh no, it comes up actually right here. Sorry, later that scene where because his mom takes him aside and she's like, don't you see like how dressing up is like making Afton shine? Like she's always wanted this. She looks great. It makes her feel good. And then like, don't you want that? Like, and then he's just like, I want that, but I want to be the one to give it to her, which is just, it's just
that's
not cool,
that's
man.
A little creepy. And
It's super creepy.
That's kind of a little creepy.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
That borders on playing that Southern stereotype of relatives getting with their own relatives. It's just like the way that came across. It's a little creepy.
Oh, I wasn't going that far with it, but okay. I thought it was
just the tone. It was just kind of like, yeah.
Right. I just think he's a controlling motherfucker. That's what I think. I think he has a lot of... I think he feels small and thinks that's going to make him feel big.
And I know he and Afton's father died when they were younger, but I want to know what kind of a person he was and maybe where Mitch got this. Did it come from his father? Or
I'm sure parts of it did, but also it sounds like he was really young when his dad died, so he probably has this really like idealized version of his dad in his head. You know?
That could be.
Would be my guess. So then we cut to Bobby and Pam's room, and Bobby's taking out the entire bed to do his work.
How rude.
How rude.
How dare you
okay, Stephanie Tanner. How rude.
It was.
But then Pam comes out all in a sexy negligee, all hotted up. She's ready to get some. It's pretty obvious she's ready to get some.
Now, Bobby, you better put down your work and you better work.
Right.
Exactly. You better stop trying to buy the oil fields and start drilling the oil field.
It's go time.
No, mine was better. Let's go. It's goal time.
And he doesn't even like look at her twice. He's just like his nose in the books.
What an idiot.
And she's just finally like, like, what? There's something wrong with us. And he doesn't think there's anything. He's like, what are you talking about? I don't know.
She's not the one that's slipping.
Right. She's like, one of us, we're slipping, and I don't think it's me, because look at me. I'm in the slip. I'm in the hot slip, ready to do it, and you're not. And then she asks him when the last time they did it was. He can't remember.
You're in the doghouse now, Bobby Ewing.
Ow.
So much trouble.
Which means put down your stupid papers and bang your wife.
Right. Just take her right there. That's what she wants.
But you know what? She has never had pity sex, and she's not going to start now.
Right. Because after she calls him on it, then he's like, oh, wait, I guess I'm supposed to be like... And she's like, no. Too late.
Yeah, that's not a turn on, honey.
No.
No.
Pam Crazy Eyes coming out here. She's getting all...
I like a crazy eye, too. Like, what are you serious right now?
And then Bobby's just like, oh, shit. Whoops.
Yeah. You done fucked up.
Yeah, you
Bobby.
did.
You fucked up majorly.
Bobby, you're gonna be making love to your paperwork all night long because Pam ain't sleeping with you tonight.
Yep.
I hope they can keep you warm at night.
I hope he's happy with his choice. Like, seriously.
Right. Something tells me
I've made my choice.
That was a bad idea. Bad.
Yeah. Bobby, you get an FU, Bobby.
Bobby gets an F. You.
Yes.
He's not getting any.
That's right. And he's not. Yes.
No.
And then we cut to Jock and JR, and they're talking about how interesting the Coopers are. And by interesting, we're all talking about Afton. And then JR says, do you suppose Afton can type?
Because she can type. About as well as Luella, I imagine, JR.
Right. As well as Kristen. We know how that turned out.
No, at least Julie knew how to type. At least Julie was a good, administrator. Julie could do all the shit, and she could fuck.
Julie had some Joan Holloway vibes. Julie
Yes,
knew her
she
shit.
did.
And she knew how to do coffee too, because she
Yes.
she had JR drinking
Kristen
coffee.
could not.
And she could order good sandwiches too.
Right. Yes. And
I mean, that's basically JR reading between the lines. Everybody knows about JR and his secretary, so he's basically like, what do you think?
right. He's saying that to his dad. And his dad.
Yeah, would she pass for a good secretary, basically?
Basically. Right.
Is what he's asking. Like, and just Jock, don't encourage him. Like, what is wrong with you? No. Like, his wife is right upstairs. Are you stupid? Okay, that's a loaded question. Yeah, apparently you're very stupid.
All right, let's hear it. Both of you.
Fuck you, JR.
JR's on a roll this morning because he questions if Pam has the makings of an executive wife after she stomps off to...
Yeah, because she's a boss bitch.
Right. She's not meant to be the wife. She's meant to be the executive.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Lee calls, and he's
Good
like,
news, bad news, Bobby.
Yeah, everything's going better than we thought it was. And we'll probably need her money in just like 10 days. Ruh-roh.
So get on it there, Bobby.
Oh, okay. 10 days, yeah. Sure.
It's all cool. It's fine. It's fine.
It's all fine. Don Starr just cracks me up. The way he plays Jordan Lee is like, well, Bobby, well. I mean, it's almost like, well, now, Bob, I don't know. You know, I don't know how to describe it. It's just, Jordan Lee mad and Jordan Lee just trying to, like, talk to Bobby and the rest of the cartel. There's not much of a difference.
No. Yeah,
not to me.
Not. Yeah,
Nope.
he's like chill all the time.
And when he gets mad, he's like, well, I don't know.
And the way he walks into a scene, too, he just has that Jordan Lee, like, walk that when you see it, you recognize it. It's just so...
I feel like he does a lot of yoga or meditation, you know? He's just always taking a chill. Or maybe he's just a little high all the time. I don't know. He's just chill. He's just chill.
Well, JR was drunk half the time, all the time on the set.
That's true. That's true. No.
I mean, yeah.
Then we have that quick cutaway scene where Ellie tells Donna that they'll meet after the wedding to discuss the Takapa situation.
We said it in unison. There you go, Takapa.
Drink. And so then JR tells Jeremy that he has a way to get Bobby on his side and to take the deal. He's like, just give him 15 mil up front, and then he will take it. And Jeremy's like, that's a lot. And he's like, he'll take it if you do it.
Trust me.
15 when he only needed 12.
Well, you don't want to offer him 12 because that would seem too obvious.
Suspect. Right.
Right.
Offer him a little bit more.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah. You can trust old JR, can't you now?
I don't know why my mind immediately went to the John Benet Ramsey ransom letter for $118,000. I was like, that was a little too specific.
Yes. The very, very specific amount of money that was like, okay.
It's like, ask for 150. What are you doing? Or 200, round up.
What? Yes.
$250,000. Wow, okay.
So that's
Carry
amazing.
on.
Yes. So then we cut to the store. And
Where
Pam
our minds go.
Yes, always true crime. Pam gets flowers from Alex again. Like, dude.
And it's
enough
nighttime.
already.
It's nighttime when we cut to the store.
Oh, it's nighttime at the store.
Yeah.
Josh pointed out it's nighttime. So, and she gets flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Interesting.
With the little card saying to call Alex. Mm-hmm. She picks up the phone.
So cheesy. Call me, baby. I mean, come on.
I am still... the man is a sleaze.
He is a sleaze, yeah.
And she almost does it.
Totally.
She picks up the phone. She's like... And then...
Psych! And then she hangs up the phone and she
thinks better.
She rips the card.
Yeah.
Good.
She doesn't throw it away. She rips it and throws it away.
Good job, Pam.
Right.
He's a creep.
He is a creep.
He's a creep.
Okay, speaking of creepy, things are about to get creepy. JR's in bed. Sue Ellen is getting ready for Lucy's bridal shower where there'll be a bunch of young college-age girls and their mamas running around everywhere.
Oh, what? Couldn't possibly be thinking about Afton.
Yeah.
This is kind of gross because he's like in bed and Sue Ellen comes in and he's like obviously got Afton on the brain. Ew. Blech.
Yeah. He's like,
I can't even finish that sentence.
I think I'll stick around in my pajamas in my room.
Catch up on my reading, in quotes.
Reading.
What is he reading? The Kama Sutra?
Mm-hmm. In his brain.
I don't know, but whatever he's reading, he feels like he needs to pull Sue Ellen in for another round of whatever they were doing earlier because he's horny again.
They're making whoopee.
Yeah, and it's like, and she's all enthralled, like, oh my God, our marriage is back together, and he's all like,
well,
no.
They're like, and they're talking about how today is going to be Bobby's downfall, and
okay.
Oh, that's right.
She's they're like Boris and Natasha on crack. And she's all in heat because of turned on by Bobby's like
right, because he doesn't think he should be at the office when shit goes down because then people will kind of be looking at him. But if he's not there, less chance they'll look at him.
True.
And then she says,
stay out of the line of fire, basically.
You know that laugh of yours is positively evil, but I love it.
It's making her wet.
And I feel like that encapsulates their entire relationship right there.
Yeah. They are strangely turned on by
evil.
Evil.
Sugar and slick.
Evil. Yeah. But it's also in the back of my mind that Afton has been there. Right. So this is like a double whammy for him. He's like, oh, okay, I've got my wife and she's all into it, and but I've also got this hot young thing downstairs. So, best of both worlds.
I got a piece on the side, basically.
And she's and you know, she's all like, oh, our marriage is so good because he's so bad. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I know. It's like. It's an interesting dynamic, but it's kind of like sick and sad to watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm seeing it through totally different eyes now than I used to.
And,
it's interesting,
and then you go
right?
downstairs and you see
Yeah.
Lucy
I'm
opening
like,
all those.
There's something wrong with this, man.
And Lucy opening all those rich people presents, which is going to really drive Mitch over the edge.
Yep.
And Afton. Oh, isn't that JR's car?
Who's sitting with Miss Ellie?
How did she know JR's car? Because
she scoped all that shit out right away.
She had been there only the night before.
She scoped it.
She's very observant.
She was interested in JR, zoomed in, and now she memorized all this stuff. She knows what car he drives. Like I know I've been in that kind of like stalker girl mode-ish before when I was a younger lass, and so you memorize the car right away.
Yeah, girl. But were you going after a married man in his own home?
No. I'm just saying, like, if you like someone, then you're like, okay, I know the car he drives. I know
this is true.
that he likes to go here.
This is true.
You take note of all of the things where they might be, what they like. And
this is true, but she's got balls doing that with him.
Yeah, she does.
Isn't that JR's car? Excuse you? How the hell?
Ask his mother. Ask his mother if that's his car.
Balls.
That's
has
hardcore.
Balls.
Co-Jones.
Cojones. Mm-hmm. She has balls. Holy crap.
And then she makes those balls even bigger and she excuses herself and slips away from the party. And then you cut upstairs and JR is looking out some window. We don't know whether it's the front or the back because we don't really have a sense of direction.
We know that it looks out where the car was that one time several seasons ago.
When Lucy stole his car.
Stole the car, yeah.
And she went hot riding with BJ and the bear Greg Evigan. Which is interesting because Audrey Lander's sister Judy Landers was on BJ and the Bear with Greg Evigan. Little connection.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But he looks out there, he gets the smile on his face, and then he kind of lays down on the bed.
I think that he
pretends to
sees her
start
walk
reading.
in. Is what happens. He sees her walk in the house, and he's like, heh 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 heh.
Hey.
And then we have a quick scene with
look.
Bobby letting Wendell come over to talk. Just a quick scene.
Yeah, and Luella asks, "Oh, is that the? Is he from West Star?" And Connie goes, "That's right, dear." And the animosity.
So salty.
God.
Sorry, dear.
It's a little much.
It's
a little
almost
much.
Connie's like, yeah, you dumb bitch. Like, seriously, she's seen right through her.
Right. She is.
I
But
want to see a cat fight between the two of them.
It's just so ridiculous
She's seen right through her, but
because they're so emotionally involved in things that don't actually involve them.
have you ever seen two more emotionally involved, like, secretaries ever?
One's
No.
sleeping with her boss, the other wants to sleep with her boss.
Yeah. So they're, like, squaring off against their turf, and there is no turf. Like,
There's no turf. There's no turf.
they literally, there's no turf, and they're going on a full-on
No
turf war.
I know, it's ridiculous.
I want to see them have a fight. I want to see them come to blows.
Of course you do.
I'm sure JR would like to see the same.
I'm
they're,
sure.
they're building up. They're certainly playing it up. You know, there's got to be this payoff. And Afton is conveniently made a mistake looking for Lucy's room in her sweater.
Whoops.
Nice try.
Whoops.
It's getting cold out there, is it?
Mm-hmm. And then flirting
so full of crap.
ensues. Yeah. With JR.
And apparently talking is the fifth best thing that she does. So what are the other four?
Right. Dirty things.
Reading, writing, arithmetic, sex.
The nasty.
The nasty.
Yeah.
Fellatio.
You're probably
I'm
not
assuming.
wrong.
I'm assuming.
So while this is going on, Sue Ellen is being asked to bring John Ross down to join the party.
Everybody wants to see John Ross all of a sudden. And I'm like, oh no! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, that's right. I'm a mother. I have a child. Oh, yeah, that we haven't
She's
seen
like,
in several episodes.
party.
You guys actually want to see
Everybody
him?
wants to see the
Oh.
baby.
All right. You don't want to see me? You want to see my kid? Okay. All right. Okay.
So she goes in.
And then
And
meanwhile, JR's making out with Afton.
And meanwhile, while she's going in the house, JR's tongue is in Afton's mouth.
Blah, when it was just in Sue Ellen's mouth earlier.
I hope
And
he
it's really
gargled.
awkward. There's lots
I
of
hope
suspense.
he used mouthwash.
Oh no, he didn't use mouthwash.
But he really wants to know what the other four things she's great at are.
That's just gross to me. Like, you sleep with your wife in the morning, and then you're like, you've got your tongue in somebody else's like throat, like
In the same bedroom.
In the same
that's
room.
even worse.
It's been like 10
Oh
minutes.
my
10
God,
minutes.
don't even get me started. Like, and I want to know, this guy is like, JR's like, what, 45, 50? Like, what the fuck is he taking? This is pre-Viagra. Like, what the hell? What is what? I can't even get it out
He's
of my
still
mouth.
got it
What?
going on.
He has,
Still working, I
he-
guess. Still
He has
working.
bionic penis.
But, ew. Like,
Ew.
no.
Yeah.
Like, no. Ew. Ew.
But then the suspense ends when Sue Ellen walks into Afton. They just run into each other. Right?
At the stairs.
Awkward.
At the stairs, yeah. But then you think it's gonna be okay. But then basically Afton states her interest in JR, just plain as day, to Sue Ellen.
Again, balls. She has balls, not only to ask this man's mother about his car, to scope
Right.
out everything about this man inside his house. Then she's like, hey, wifey, he's mine. Like, come on.
I guess you could say the
What the
Coopers.
fuck?
The Coopers are both very ambitious in their own different ways.
This is
They're
like
both
Alex
ambitious.
Ward going after Pam, who's
I don't
also
know.
married.
Some of it's misplaced, man. Misplaced ambition. Like, yeah,
It
go
is-
after your
it
man,
is.
but not one who's married.
I know,
What the hell?
I know.
I wonder if Alex Ward is somehow distantly related to Afton, because they seem to be wanting these married people.
I just think that's the way people are sometimes.
Charisma, man.
That people want what they can't have. It's a thing. It's
You
a
have
human
a
thing.
wonderful home, and a fine husband.
Right.
Fine.
Sue Ellen can see right through that. She's just like, oh, great. Great.
It's like, another one. Like, I can see her
Another
filing
one.
it away. Another one.
Another
Okay.
Ugh.
Meanwhile, Wendell presents Bobby with that deal. And we don't get a response
Nope.
in that scene.
And then Mitch arrives at the end of the party, and Lucy's super excited, and she shows them their loot. And at first, Mitch is like, "Oh yeah, that's great, that's pretty cool." And then JR's like,
We're
"Oh
gonna need
yeah,
a storage locker for this.
right." And then he's like, "How? Pretty soon, like, yeah, you can come work at Ewing Oil with us. That'll be great. Like, because that's the last thing that would actually happen." But JR knows.
Mitch
this
is like,
gonna
I don't
piss-
want to do that. What the fuck?
Afton
like,
said, "Well, I
what?
thought he was going into plans changed, dear."
Right. And then
Not that
Jock thinks he's being nice, and during his toast, he tells them their gift, and it's a condo, which is like super generous. Because literally,
take
like,
it.
your biggest expense is a mortgage, usually. So,
Dude,
like, just getting
that
a
is-
condo, take that shit.
Yeah, take it.
Right.
Take the condo.
And he says room for two.
Arliss
or maybe
agrees
three.
too.
Yeah,
Arliss agrees.
Arliss is like,
That's so
that's
true.
amazing. Yeah.
No pressure
Afton
on the
thinks-
maybe 3. Come on. None whatsoever.
But
Right.
Jock, the Ewings, they have their money. He means well, but he's giving them what he thinks is a decent gift, and
Right.
he doesn't mean anything off
He
by
doesn't.
it. But
He doesn't. JR
Mitch
does.
is. Oh yeah, talks about her being in the family way
Hi.
and getting her a house up in somewhere, and
Right.
the condo in Oak Ridge that Jock
I mean,
is going to.
a condo is great. If somebody wants to gift you a place to live,
Take it.
take it. Accept the wedding gift, because you know what? Jock could very well be like, look, I'll buy you guys a place. If you want to pay all your other own bills, that's fine, but let me pay for your house. I mean, they don't have to pay for rent. They don't have a mortgage.
So much easier.
Jock buying them a condo is like us, is the financial equivalent of us buying them pots and pans as a wedding gift. Someone like ourselves.
That's probably
Because-
true.
A really
place
nice
No.
set from Macy's, and not
Yes.
from like,
Exactly.
I don't know, Target.
a condo is not an extravagant gift
Pottery Mart.
in Jock's mind.
Not really. I think he thinks that's and I mean, that's a really nice, generous gift.
That's
So-
a really generous gift, yeah.
Right, but it's like
Yeah.
us buying someone something off the registry for
Right.
our financial perspectives,
Yeah.
where we're
And
coming
Mitch
from.
cannot handle it and blows his shit. Blows.
It's
Oh,
like,
God.
dude, you know what? This is the thing about
He explodes.
etiquette. When somebody wants to give you a gift, no matter if you hate it, you accept it.
You say thank you.
You put a damn smile on your face. You say
And then
thank
you
you.
re-gift it later.
Yeah. What are you going to do with a condo? Somebody's like, hey, I'm going to give you a place to live. Then you fucking take it. You shut up and take it.
Shut up and take it. Yes.
You know what? He could always refinance it into his own name if he was that upset about it, or sell
Right.
it.
Or sell
Like,
it,
if it was-
and then get a smaller
Give
place
it
or
to them.
whatever. Bank the money.
Yeah,
Right.
he could do what he
So
he
many
could do what he
choices.
wanted with it.
Right.
Here, his pride comes to a boil.
This is crazy, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he didn't
yeah.
have to make such a scene.
He makes a huge scene, and he's like, he doesn't want to hear about their plans. He's like, I want to be a medical researcher. I want to make it on my own. I don't want to be part of Ewing Oil. I don't want to be part of any of the Ewing money. And then he storms off.
Congratulations.
Lucy wants to go after him, and Ellie says, "No, Lucy, let him be."
And Jock just doesn't understand.
knows a
Jock is
thing or
just
two.
like, what just happened?
What a weird boy! I need a tall, stiff drink. I need another drink, a heavier.
You need something stronger than champagne. Okay.
That's Jock's answer to everything. So
It is.
he and JR go
Mostly the last
inside.
few episodes.
He and JR go into the den there, the study, And JR gets a call. Wendell says Bobby took the deal and they will sign papers in a week. And Jock says, oh, anything I need to know about? No, just a man about some oil. No. You will.
Everything's coming up, JR. The end of this episode, freeze frame.
That's right. JR is like Milhouse. Everything's coming up Milhouse.
So I'm going to give this one 4.3 bourbons and something stronger than this.
So I give this a 4.25. It's still not my favorite. And bar hopping with Jock and JR.
Nice.
Yeah, right.
I'm going a 4.5 and a gifted condo in Oak Ridge from Jock and Ellie.
I also did a 4 or 5, but I'm gifting JR a box of condoms because he is up to no good, and that's gross.
Yes, but no petroleum jelly. No petroleum jelly.
No petroleum jelly.
No petroleum
water-based
jelly.
only.
Water-based.
And I want to give Sue Ellen or Teresa or someone an ultraviolet light to scan over that bed.
Yes, luminol.
No luminol. No, don't do it. This is bad.
This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna set the entire ranch on fire after it's done.
Yeah, you would.
Just to get
douse it with
throw
bourbon,
the
set it
whole
aflame.
ranch away.
Yeah. Bye.
Oh, that liquor cabinet would cause that ranch to go up in flames so fast.
Boom.
And with all the drinking that he's done, Jock's liver might cause that place to go up too.
You
probably
the
a
last couple of
dispensary.
episodes. Jock's been drinking the last few episodes. Woo.
Can you blame him?
I can't
No.
really. All right, thank you for joining us on the Ewing Barbecue Podcast. Check out our new merch. Check out our Patreon. And then join us and talk to us online on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. And I think that's it.
And look for some more information about seeing us in Chicago.
Right, and we'll see you in Chicago.
Yes.
Come meet
You
Jenna
guys
Wade
anyway.
with us.
We'll see you in Chicago, Priscilla.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Bye, y'all.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Goodbye, too. There we go. There we go.
Next on Dallas.
Will you marry me?
Let's have a drink and talk about where we go from here. Acapulco? Hawaii?
Now that your Ray Krebs is running South Fork, Gary will never be back. I'll never forgive you for what you've done to him.
I'm married.
Are we all? So, the real JR has finally come home.